So if you haven't seen Final Destination is basically about a bunch of people who experience premonitions. Each film, the people around them, including themselves, get killed in a premonition. The characters basically end up cheating death by preventing the future from happening that they saw in the premonition. And obviously in that regard, you essentially cheat death. Now death is trying to kill off all the people one by one from the people that should have died in the premonition. So you have the characters trying to combat that and try to find a way to survive from that situation. Number 6, Final Destination 4. Final Destination 4 was easily the worst Final Destination. This was one of those movies where it's like, screw the actors, screw everything, let's just get the kills in, let's make it as crazy as possible, you know, people should like it and watch it. But this is the problem with this movie. The acting was so awful that it was one of those situations where, sure, you had like cool scenes where you have like a premonition of them being in a racetrack, something happening in the racetrack, loads of people end up dying in the racetrack. But the problem is that since you don't care at all whatsoever about the main characters, it's one of those situations where it's just like, when they're trying to cheat death in this film, you just don't give a damn about any of the characters, literally whatsoever. Like, why am I even watching this, fam? And the effects was god awful. From what I remember, the effects was god awful. I'll be honest with you, I haven't rewatched this movie since doing this review, but I do remember enough of it to, you know, give like my opinion on it. I can't bring myself to rewatch that movie ever again. Some of the kills, I'll admit, were good and stuff, but I mean, if that's all there is, then in my opinion, it's just not enough for me personally. Number 5, Final Destination 1. So obviously Final Destination 1 is where it all started, Flight 180. Well, technically it's not where the first premonition that someone had ever started, but obviously when the movie started, the whole franchise started. You know, the start of this movie focuses on the Flight 180 where the plane breaks and explodes. The people obviously die on it. You have the main character called Alex who obviously experiences this. He's the one that experiences the premonition. Some of the people get off the plane, not all of them get off the plane. Obviously they're trying to figure out how to combat death now because obviously death's after them. I don't think this movie is bad. Yeah, this, funny enough, yeah, I've never actually seen any of the Final Destination in order. I think the first Final Destination movie I ever saw was number 3 with the roller coaster premonition. With this movie, I felt, yeah, this was actually the last movie I've ever seen out of all of them. So I've pretty much seen all the, if you exclude number 6 because that came out recently, Final Destination 1 was the last one I saw. It was one of them ones where when I went to watch this, it just, I don't know, like, this movie came out I think in the 2000s, so technically it was probably made in 1999. I wasn't really vibing with it. Maybe it's because the kills weren't that great to me. The characters to me felt bland. With the character Alex, a lot of the things he was doing was just so stupid and frustrating. And even though when people thought he was guilty of being responsible for the explosion of the Flight 180, he did some of these like stupid decisions to where he wasn't helping his case in them believing that he didn't do it, you know what I'm saying? And also the other characters like Clear Rivers. I feel like Clear Rivers was like an iconic character in the franchise, even though she was only in 2 of the movies in it, but she kind of like just has that iconic vibe to her in it. But even her though in this movie, I just didn't really care for. I do feel like the premonition was very iconic because a plane can explode and crash, you know what I'm saying? That could happen in real life. That literally could happen. It makes it more of an iconic premonition. Number 4, Final Destination 5. In this movie, you have like a bunch of characters. Honestly, I can't tell if they're supposed to be in college, if they're supposed to be teenagers. They're on like a bus coach, and when they get off the bus coach, that's when things start happening. The bridge starts breaking and cracking. People are falling. Really, really good kills in this film. I can't lie. There was one particular kill in the premonition to where I'm like, And you also have this character that was played by Tony Todd. He's like basically like a person that works in a hospital dissecting the humans that were killed from the death in it. He's always trying to help the characters, but at the same time he comes across like very creepy, just edgy, and someone that you can't really, I guess, like trust, because he seems like he's enjoying dissecting the victims, which is so weird. And one of the laws of this like film on how to beat death is you either have to die and come back from the dead, or you have to take someone's life. If you do those two things, or not those two things, one of the two things, death basically stops coming after you. The twist in the end of this movie, well done, well done. Number 3, Final Destination 2. So with Final Destination 2, a lot of people say that the premonition is the best. You have like these teenage or college people traveling on the road, obviously in their vehicles and stuff, and you can see all these cars, all these vehicles. It kind of foreshadows like the incident. So you see like these like logs on a truck. The premonition starts by, I can't remember, I think it's like the logs fall off, it crashes into a car, people are crashing into each other, things are on fire, people are burning alive in the premonition. It was just so brutal. Damn! But obviously death in this movie was like, nah fam, I let you guys off in the first one. I'm cooking my porridge in this movie, fam. I'm cooking. I want the whole pie, fam. I want the whole pie, man. Death was just merciless, fam. I don't give a damn. I'm coming to catch bodies in this movie, yeah? Number 2, Final Destination 3. So I think this was the first Final Destination movie I've ever seen. This movie was always recommended on TV, and it's weird because I don't think Final Destination 3 is one of the most like loved ones. I think it's actually one of the worst ones people say. Well, one of, which to me is crazy because in my opinion, yeah, I feel like this one is easily one of the best. In this movie, you basically have a premonition of people being killed on a roller coaster, which to me is terrifying because it's like, imagine actually being killed on a roller coaster. It can easily happen. It's happened many times in life where you find out that, you know, people died from like roller coasters and stuff. Roller coasters in general to me are just terrifying. I've only been on a roller coaster once technically, so you see this movie and you're just thinking, am I gonna want to go on a roller coaster again? Like, I also feel like the main actress that experiences premonition, the actress, her name I think is Elizabeth, I think. Elizabeth, I think. So I think what I like about her as an actor is that everything I've seen her in, she always gives like a good job. I feel like she's always putting her best foot forward. So whenever she's delivering her lines and delivering her acting, you can tell at least in my opinion, she's very like, you know, she's really trying to do a good job and really give the best acting performance she can, which I really respect about actors. I feel like her acting carries this movie to where I can take it a lot seriously, even though there's lots of comedy in these franchises, including in this movie as well. I feel like because her acting is so good, you can really get by her character and really root for her. She's generally like traumatically, you know, hurt and broken by this experience in it. I thought the kills in this movie also was very good as well. Very, very traumatic and very like, oh my days, very claustrophobic, I'll say that. These movies are primarily focused on just giving you the good kills and set up the kills, how these characters are gonna die in it. So I'm not always expecting these actors to be like, you know, some next up masterclass acting in it, but I do expect the characters and the actors to at least be somewhat decent. If they're completely trash, in my opinion, it takes away from the film personally for me in it. Number 1, Final Destination 6. The first couple minutes I saw this movie, yeah, I was thinking to myself, what the hell was going on? I was hooked from the start because I was thinking, okay, you know, we've got the start of this opening scene. It looks like it's set in like, I don't know, the 70s, could be the 50s, I don't know. It just felt so drawn out, that this whole scene in it at the start. So I'm just thinking, okay, so what are they actually doing right now? What's actually happening here? And you just have this main character called, what's her name again? The blonde haired girl. What's her name again? I can't remember her name, but she's a blonde haired girl. You just have her feeling all edgy the whole time because obviously her and her boyfriend are going to like this place called Skyview where literally it doesn't look safe, fam, pretty much. You just think to yourself like, what the hell is gonna happen right now? Like literally, what's gonna happen right now? So to me, this premonition was easily the best premonition in this franchise. Visually, this movie was so beautiful and gorgeous. This is the only movie that stands out by itself because obviously it's so long since number 5 came out, so they have a chance to, you know, upgrade in terms of how things look. And I feel like this movie definitely just looks nicer visually. It's more captivating to look at. And you just have obviously like people just like falling out of the sky view, dying, smacking their head, things catching on fire. It was so hectic and it was so drawn out. It was kind of making me not anxious, but it was making me very excited because I was thinking, what are they gonna do? What actually are they doing right now? I was just so curious. It was the longest drawn out premonition in the franchise. Most premonitions don't last too long, which I like because you kind of have to mix up a bit, make it more creative if you're going to bring back the Final Destination movies. The effects were very wonky in the old ones. I'm not saying the effects are perfect in this one, but I do feel like it's a lot better. The kills are also good in this movie as well. And what I liked about this movie as well is that a person that you see experiences premonition. They do experience the premonition, right? But then it goes through the lens of another character that experiences it. So you see the premonition of this girl dying and then she screams, and then next thing you know, you see another girl screaming, meaning that she's seen the premonition, but it's not the same girl that experienced the premonition. So when I was watching it, I was thinking like, what the hell was going on here, fam? That's what I liked about it. It got me like guessing and got me asking more questions and wanting to find out what going on with the story, which I really liked about this movie. It just gave us a different take, didn't follow the same cliche formula, which I was so happy about. And one thing I liked about this movie as well, we also got to find out the origin of Tony Todd's characters, which I was so happy about. A lot of the time, sometimes, you know, we don't need to know the answers about a character because sometimes it's best left, have that character be mysterious. But I do feel like with Tony Todd's character, he was a character I felt like we had to kind of know who he was because I was so curious to see who the hell was this guy. I had to know it. I was satisfied of like the answers that we got. So yeah, man, I can't really complain about that. In present time, the family are related to the girl that experiences the premonition in it. It's one of them ones where it kind of connects in that way in it. Anyways, that's it. If you like my video, like, comment, subscribe, comment down below to let me know what you thought was your favorite one. How would you rank your Final Destination rankings? Because obviously everyone has their own opinion. In a bit.